Hello everybody and welcome back to Factorio. So, while I was in between episodes, I took a look at the map and basically decided to do a couple of extremely boring things off camera. And that is run to the base a couple of times to repair the train station, repair the train, and also run around almost the entire perimeter of the map to push our bases. So in today's episode we can actually focus on one very important thing, and that is getting ready for the rocket. So I really need to create a dedicated path for this. So both trains are still in the base. Hopefully none of them is gonna leave anytime soon. The copper would be the most likely to leave because it was out of commission for a while. So if we take a look here, we can see that our base is almost entirely dead, and that is because we have we have no plastic production. We were in the middle of setting up the new plastic production here, and honestly don't remember where that... Oh yeah, now I remember where we left off. We left off without connecting this, which means that the whole production was at a standstill. So let's extend that one too. And I'm just gonna extend it by this much. I think this should be plenty. Gonna make sure that this merges back properly. Also get this pumped in. Okay, I need to get the pumps. So that should be good. That should be good. We should have... So this is an empty tank of petroleum, almost empty, and we have two almost full tanks of light oil. And we are outputting almost a full lane. Something needs repairing, and I actually do have a repair pack, so let's go ahead and get this repaired for whatever reason. I do need to get a few more of those ammo packs and get rid of the damaged things in my inventory. So the next thing that we need to talk about is we supposedly have RCU. I have no idea what happened there, but again, we supposedly have RCUs here. We supposedly have low density structures here. We obviously have none of those because, well, it's the red circuit production is dead. It should be somewhat revived once this kicks in again. But let's take a look at the next and final ingredient that we need for building rocket parts, and that is rocket fuel. So for rocket fuel we need 10 light oil and 10 solid fuel, and as luck has it, solid fuel requires 10 light oil. So a chemical plant produces 1 solid fuel at 2 seconds, and this requires 10 solid fuel at 10 seconds. So the ratio is, this is gonna do 15 at 30 seconds. So it would be a ratio of 3 to 2 if we want to build that ratio, but generally speaking, this build I do not bother to do that ratio. I actually just make it a 1-to-1. I think it's potentially cleaner that way, and we will look at doing that build, I think, somewhere over here. So in order to do that, I think I will bring a pipe right above this line, just through there. Let me see where I can actually look at dragging a pipe. So we could have a pipe coming down through here to begin with. And then we will reposition that pipe. Once we get here, we'll reposition the pipe to go over through here. So I need to come here, this needs to come here. There needs to be an underground. I am gonna put this as the third fleet on the bus actually. I think it's gonna be way cleaner, and then we can squeeze this pipe at the very end of the bus. So just over here, I guess. Um, I am running out of pipe. I will go ahead and clean up that belt once we actually drag everything through, but right now I'm gonna go get whatever pipe I have. I should have plenty of pipe actually in my base. And we will need quite a bit of pipe for that build. We have most of the rest of the things. And this is This is good because we're still supplying red chips to some of the places where they're needed. This belt is meant to overflow at some point, and then this entire throughput here should go all the way over here. The problem with this is that all of our factories over here will never actually get enough red chips. And well, for now, I will actually turn off the chip production, and I will actually also turn off the delivery of low density structures to here. We have 200 out of 1000. That's nowhere near enough, but it will do for now, because one of the things that I really want to do, I was hoping not to have to, but it's quite a bad situation. I want to add green chips to all of the miners over here, because this pollution cloud will just keep on spreading. Well, it won't spread if they're idle, and right now we're barely using any resources, but it will keep on spreading, and that's not a good thing. Anyway, if we take a look here, we can do light oil to solid fuel, and then I believe the second recipe is made in a regular assembly machine. So the question is, how do we want to do this? And I will actually do it like this. So this will take a pipe running alongside the whole line here. Oh yeah, it's missing productivity modules. We will mirror this whole setup. Blueprints with chemical plant cannot be flipped. Okay. Sure. Whatever you say. This is going to go in the middle of my rocket build. I might just move the rocket build a bit further to the side, I guess. That shouldn't be too big of a problem. So let's actually move this here. We want to connect this like this. And we want to also output. And the output is gonna look like this. We're gonna have a power pole. I will try to connect this to something, to anything. And this should start working. And this is my blueprint, and I'm gonna place down. I actually have no idea. Maybe 20? Yeah, these are 20 machines. Okay, so I failed to do two things there. First, I failed to put a light in. second, I will need to upgrade these to... This goes here. Can I cover all of them? No. I will just simply upgrade these and craft well, I won't craft a few more without any sort of iron plates, that's for sure. But we can definitely grab some. Let's see here. I have a full lane of steel. So I have to remember that I have lost a few bots. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to actually build 6 more to make up for the last ones. I will keep those engines on me because I'm fairly sure I'm gonna need them at some point. Some RCUs are still being delivered, but that's okay. So 20 of these should be able to actually supply 30 of these. And this is gonna be one this, and we're gonna have rocket fuel recipe here. We can leverage the fact that we already have a rail on that side and doing this rail here. Gonna move this one further aside, which means that even with a large power pole I actually won't be reaching both factories unless I do it like this. And why not? I can do it like this. So this is gonna go up. This is gonna be the one that's gonna output rocket fuel. And yeah, I will have to move this aside, but again, no biggie. So output, input, and we're gonna use longhand inserters. Input, output. And we said that we're gonna want 30 of these. So let's go ahead, and that is 8, 12, 16, 24, 28, 30, and what the end? That's there. That's there, and this should be everything we need. Let's go ahead and get this moved over here. I have just one chest. Oh, fortunately I have close to no resources, so that's not a problem, unfortunately. So this one, I just checked that I had plenty of transport belts. I have no idea how that happened, but that happened. So let's go ahead and connect all of these. Get my inventory back. Let's see, it's gonna go here. And fairly soon we should have our first rocket fuel. Sorry, solid fuel. Solid fuel, rocket fuel. In my defense, it is pretty late in the evening here, so you can see the effect of that. I have, yeah, everything should be working. I will add the light bulb that I forgot to add in the blueprint. And first thing that I'm actually gonna do, okay, we can see that plenty of rocket fuel has now started to flow through, and we are getting some semblance of a resource flow here. But, well, as you can see, our red chips are uh, still extremely underwhelming. And there's almost, I say almost, nothing we can do about it right now. I just want to see what our oil supply looks like. Yeah, we are consuming almost our entire oil supply. We have plenty of petroleum, so we could theoretically top this up with a few more to produce at least a full yellow belt. But the bottleneck is actually gonna be red chip production. And well, if we take care of red chip production, we're gonna run into plenty of other bottlenecks. But what would be extremely interesting to do right now is to... well, we cannot really deprioritize purple science because that's the one that we need for rocket. Let me lose a few of the electric furnaces. I do want to decrease my power consumption though. And also I just have six of those that got immediately stolen. I am extremely worried about the pollution cloud and the fact that, well, we have no defenses. We've started spreading some pollution again. And our power consumption is gonna drain. I'm assuming that we're using almost full belts here. Yeah, coal barely makes it into the last engines. Well, one thing that we could look at doing is this is 100 megajoules, so one of these would actually be the equivalent. So this is 4 to 100, that is 25 times. Yeah, that's 25 times the value. So just two of these is equivalent to 50 coal. And that is why right now my first priority, because I do not want to have trains stuck anymore, I'm gonna go ahead. I won't actually fuel my car with that because every time we pick up the car, the fuel cell is lost. So we're gonna be running at a pretty huge loss. And I've just missed our iron ore train, unfortunately. But this is... I'm gonna steal all the fuel and replace everything with rocket fuel. Yes, trains can run on rocket fuel. These are the trains of the future here. after all. My inventory looks like hell, but let's do a bit of planning. Figure out um, what we want to do next. So we're steadily researching the rocket. We do need to make sure that once the research is complete, we have enough materials to build a rocket silo. So we need to put aside 1000 steel plates, 200 processing units, that's going to be a tall order, 100 pipe, 200 electric engine units, I think we might already have that, and 1000 concrete, which we are nowhere near close to having. So in the next episode, I'm gonna be putting aside those resources. We also need to get ready to build a satellite, although that is part of this research, which we're not actually gonna do. So I don't think we're gonna launch the rocket with a satellite actually, because that would be um, a bit of an overkill, I think. It's 2 times more expensive to research space science. We might do it in one of the subsequent episodes, depending on how long the series is gonna go for. So, for some reason, I was sure that the satellite was part of this research, but it isn't. So, get all the ingredients for this. Look at um, getting a few more resources. So, our bottleneck right now is plastic. It is fairly obvious that, well, we're consuming way more than we're currently producing. And we are gonna need to expand, well, upgrade this whole thing to a red belt. I think it's gonna be the first thing that we want to do. Put, I guess, double the number of chemical plants here. And then we're gonna look at expanding oil. And expanding oil is gonna be a very tricky thing because, well, the closest... Actually, we do have a pretty close oil patch over here, and we might actually go ahead and go for this one. But another thing that we need to solve is power, because we're currently barely providing enough coal throughput to our steam engines. So this is gonna be the plan for the next episode. Until then, I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I will see you here next time.